I know. Many of you are like, whoa, that's too much blush. The point is I actually don't have any complexion on yet. So this is a makeup artist perspective on how to do concealer the right way. I've got on a lot of blush. I've got on a little bit of bronzing powder. I've got on an eye and a lip. Concealer on the back of my hand, ready to be primed into my brush. This is a sample of a brush that I'm producing for KJH brand that's coming soon. I'm popping this concealer thoroughly into the bristles of this brush. Now what I'm going to do is essentially assess where I want more neutralness and less pigment, as well as coverage. So I could cover this hyperpigmentation if I wanted to with a little bit of what's on that brush. I could cover that pimple if I wanted to with a little bit of that brush. But also I could go in and pull back the blush that's close to my nose with what's in this brush, as well as detail conceal around my eye carefully, obviously, because you've got makeup on, but I'm not pressing very hard. I'm not being very rigorous. I'm just literally stippling and swiping and sweeping this little primed concealer brush with a little dollop of concealer in it around certain areas of my face where I want a little bit more conceal and coverage. The beauty of this is you're using the most minimal amount of complexion product than if you were to do it the other way around. If you put concealer on bare naked skin without blush, bronzer, all the other details in the mix, you are in fact going to use a lot more than you would if you did it this way. Trust me. So then I'm just going to refine this side, figure out where I want my blush to be, maybe blend it a little bit with my fingertip. Just do a little bit in there. And then I'll show you the before and after. Maybe I won't do the other side of the face. So it's nice to sort of use your concealer brush and what's in it to sort of carve out a little bit more of a cheek. And go into the nose. And what you'll find with this technique, you will not get creasing. You will not get an overwhelming amount of product on the face. You will look like yourself. You won't look like you're wearing a mask. Of course, one of the comments that frustrates me so much in content like this is that would never work on my skin because I've got hyperpigmentation. That would never work on my acne prone skin. That would never work on this. I'm like, can you just try it and then tell me afterwards if it didn't work for you? Because I pretty much know that it will. I've been a makeup artist for 20 years. I know that it will. The point is just apply more. Like the whole method of makeup is, in my opinion, one of the most sort of beautiful things about makeup and the way that makeup should be used is start with a little bit. And if you need more, go in with a little bit more. That applies to every skin type and condition. Like the way that I do makeup is completely flexible to you. Like if you were in my chair, if you were sitting and having your makeup done by me, I would always start with this same approach and this same level of makeup. If you've got bad skin, if you think it's bad, I don't think any skin is bad. Of course, some skin could be problematic, but everybody's gauge and everybody's radar or everybody's opinion of what's bad is different. I would always start with the same method. And it would always be that priming the product into the brush, stippling it where I want a little bit of coverage, making sure that it's really primed into the brush. If you are priming the brush not thoroughly, for example, if you just do that and then go like that, there's too much product still on the surface of the brush. You want it to be invisible when it hits the skin. You want this to just disappear. You don't want to see product just sitting on the surface of the skin really ever, in my opinion. You want it to be something that just sort of completely just like gradually transforms the face. That way you're in control. That way your makeup will look better. That way your makeup will last longer. You're applying less. You're really making makeup be one with the skin. You're not letting the makeup be something that sits on the surface. You're making the makeup be part of you because you're really manipulating it into the skin and into the area in which you want it to be. By just sort of slapping it on, for lack of a better word, you're not really sort of doing yourself the best service that you could. I did both sides of my face and I forgot. I thought I wasn't going to, but I just wanted to. So now, if you've got smaller little breakouts, like the one on my lip there, I had milia, I decided to extract it. Anyway, another story for another day. I have a small little brush here. I'm just going to go onto what's on my hand and see if I can use that first and just stipple on there. And then actually this brush is kind of now perfect for a little bit of lip definition. Okay, there's not hyperpigmentation on my jaw. I really want to expel the mindset that this won't cover hyperpigmentation and this won't cover skin types and textures that one might deem as bad or negative. It will. Simply apply a bit more where you need it as opposed to everywhere. I'm a bit of a broken record on this topic because I really am passionate about it, because I do think that even the most problematic of skins can achieve a super minimal complexion routine and look with little product, all the while feeling like you've got coverage and you look flawless. The concealer that I used was the Haus Labs 11 Light Neutral. I could also achieve this with the Mario one. I'm just really enjoying using this at the moment. I'm going to powder it and show you how I would set this for maximum longevity. Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm going to use my KJH #1 brush. And I'm just going to hit the powder at those shiny zones right there. I typically like to do my powder before I do mascara, but I didn't do my makeup in my routine way today. The reason why I like to do my powder before mascara is powder particles can float up even if you are applying it the way I'm applying it, which is tapping it and blotting it into the skin, which is the best approach in my opinion. If you apply powder like that, you're like effectively making powder flick up onto the face and applying too much. And you are going to find powder particles landing and chilling out on your eyelashes. I'm just going to put a little bit of this over my lid to keep my eye makeup in place. And now my makeup is done, and this will last me all day long. If anything, I might touch up the lip throughout the day. I might touch up my powder a little bit more just in this area. Also, you can pinch this brush if you want a little bit more precision control on it. Put it around the lip. I'm powdering well just so that it really lasts me until work and beyond. And then actually what's really cool, I can put some highlighter over this. I'm just going to take my highlighter from KJH brand in light pink, and I'm actually just going to warm it up on the back of my hand. I don't normally do my highlighter this way, but Gracie Abrams did a little Allure video, and that's how she uses this, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do the Gracie Abrams technique and just warm it up on the back of my hand first. So that's a little bit of highlighter going over powder, because it's all about technique and it's all about pressure and it's all about how you use a product that makes it work or doesn't work, therefore. And I just realized I wanted a tiny bit more blush, so I'm going to go back in with a little bit of my soft smudge in Soft Berry. There we go. And you see there's no like coagulating, there's no weird textures going on, it's just textures playing well together. Partially because of good formulas, partially because of good technique. I want to know in the comments what little tip that you might have took from this that you find most helpful, or that you're like excited to try because you think it's going to level up your makeup game. Because if I don't know, then I don't know to keep harping on about it and telling the world. Okay, love you all, bye. Oh my God, New Zealand is amazing. I love it here. The weather is really shit this weekend, but it's such a beautiful place, and we got to experience a traditional welcome from the Maori people. Hopefully that's the right way to say that. From the Maori, we had like a Maori haka celebration at work the other night, and we were all in tears and crying because it was so beautiful and so profound and so moving. And it was just, New Zealand's very, very special. Also, I got to meet a jewellery brand that's local here called Nevaeh and Sloane. And this was something that they sent me away with as my souvenir of New Zealand. The most beautiful, heavy, pebble-like piece of gold with a little diamond in the middle. It's stunning and beautiful, and I will cherish it forever.